issues with, you know, digital or computer or not. To me, it doesn't matter, however you get the shot. But so many people think that everything's done on a computer. And I think why it makes me upset when people say, oh, it's all computer, is because I work with artists. Photography is a collaboration. I work with makeup artists and models and set designers, and I do the drawings. Yes, I'm the captain of the ship, you know, but I work with really talented people. And to say that a computer does everything, it just really insults them, you know? So I said to my friend Luca, make a film and just film me doing a photograph. Now, this is not just any photograph. This was me having quit photography in fashion and walking away from it all, living in the jungle, and out 3 months, it rained every day. It's really strange. I was in the jungle in Maui, I'm in the rainforest, and every day is a rainy season. It never let up for 3 months. And I wanted to do this picture called the DELUGE. I didn't answer my phone for 3 months. I didn't talk to anybody. But my dear friend Fred, who's been working with me, so loyal, for 15 years, he produced that first picture. He was 18 years old, the picture of the 2 sailors kissing for Diesel jeans. He was just out of high school. And he produced it by himself, extras, 80 people came in under budget. He'd been working with me for all these years, so loyal, and I had quit photography, and he said, would you show in a gallery? He finally got me a hold of me. We talk. He was the only person I was talking to because I love him. He said, would you make work for a gallery? Countdown. I said, yeah, I'm going to do work for a gallery. And we decided to do the Deluge. And the Deluge is from the Michelangelo Sistine Chapel. And it's about the Great Flood. So this is my first picture for a gallery in 20 years. It had been 20 years since I'd done original work for a gallery. I had to shoot the picture in 3 parts because my camera wasn't wide enough to do it all at once. But it all happened, it took place. I mean, they're in water, you saw the film. So it's a big collaboration. I'm so lucky because I get to work with such great, talented people to collaborate with. You know, I'm so fortunate. I always wanted, when I was a kid, I was lonely and abused at school and stuff. I always dreamt of having a group of friends that I would have fun with. And I guess my work environment is that dream come true. And I continued this series. We did a flooded museum. Now, this is all part of the same Deluge series. This is when art prices were, now I'm officially kind of, you know, working in galleries, like a miracle, you know. I'm being reborn because I thought my career was over at photography and I was going to be a farmer, and I love plants and I love animals and I love farming, but I don't want to be, you know, just a farmer. I still had pictures in me. So at this moment, the art world, you know, I started showing in galleries, and at that time, the prices were so insane, and all you'd hear about is how expensive things were. And what thing, oh, this went for auction, and Damien Hirst this, and Murakami that, and Jeff Koons this. And it's like, yeah, they're great artists, but the prices are deciding what's good. Because it's sold for more, then that's better. And, you know, there's a side to the art world I didn't really like, you know, but it's part of business, it's part of work, and it's what you deal with it, you know? But you try to keep yourself protected. This picture, we built a set like the other one, and it's a museum, and the idea of ownership of art, like a material possession, like yet another status symbol, you know, yet another status symbol. I can buy this painting, I can show everyone that I have this huge sculpture in my front yard, and everyone knows it cost $20 million because they saw it in the auction magazine, and they know that I can afford that painting. I have good taste because I spent that much money for it at Christie's or Sotheby's or wherever, you know. And when that's the only reason that you're getting the work. I mean, you're living in a decadent society. Now, you're getting to the point where these paintings, they're priceless. But when the flood comes, you know, the metaphorical flood, when the flood comes, when the end comes, unless you can use them as a raft, you know, that's just what they are. You know, they're painting. They were meant to be seen and enjoyed, and the artist's intent was to share with the world something and not for the work just to be treated as a commodity. You know, at least I hope that's the intent, but many times I know that it isn't. So this picture is a flooded museum. And the next one, the statue, it's the same idea. You know, the mold growing up. We built this set in the studio, you know, and the waters, you can see where the waters have, it looks like they have, we painted all that. So on the walls, it looks like the water receded, you know. The flood water is receding, the people are gone, the art's still there, the art lives on. A lot of times, when people are faced with their own mortality, they turn to God and to spirituality. When faced with death, they turn to God. And people were asking me, oh, you're like so apocalyptic, and it's also, you know, telling me that I was being apocalyptic and that I was being, you know, kind of whatever, scared or something. On the contrary, you know, there's been so many apocalypses. Hiroshima was an apocalypse. World War II was an apocalypse for the people that went through it. I mean, Pearl Harbor was an apocalypse for the people that Pearl Harbor, that day it was bombed. September 11th was a Pearl Harbor for those firemen and all those people in those office buildings, and I was there. I mean, there's apocalypses happening throughout history and throughout time, and whether we die together or we die apart, we're all going to face a personal apocalypse. And what is it our job to do? This picture for me was asking a question. The question is, what are we here for? What are we alive for? Why are we born? I think we're born to ask this question and to try the best we can to find the answer. You know, whatever enlightenment means to you personally, whatever that idea, then that's your path, that's your journey, that's your, that can be your goal. You know, for me, if I'm not a good person, if I'm not trying to be, believe me, I have a temper, I have my issues and my problems, and I just want to work and be better. And every few years I look back and say, you know, I'm a little bit calmer than I was. I'm trying to get to that point where I can say, yeah, you know, I've mastered enlightenment. But you know, I think it's a daily thing. I think it's a daily thing that you have to, you know, whatever it is in our lives. Whether some people go to church. My father went to church. La Chapelle means the church. My uncle was a priest, a Catholic priest. My mom, on the other hand, she found nature, God, with nature. That's where she found God, was in the garden and with the wild animals. That was her cathedral, was the forest. So I grew up with this very interesting mix of belief systems, and it influenced me greatly, both of them.